Hello, 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 and good morning, everyone. Welcome to this week's The Weekly Wrap. Again, just what a week. The gratitude I have for the interactions I've had with people, a particular conversation I had with a client around the appreciation and the acknowledgement for where one has come from, where one is currently at, and where one is going on a future-paced projection of the individual, and then what they do and what they bring as a value add to their organization, where they intrinsically bring them, their entirety, their whole self, the good, the questionable, and the not so good, which creates the whole, and how they interact and engage with that within their work environment, from what could historically be seen as a top-down management type system, where they're trying to embrace and look at a more in the round system where it's a shared economy, it's an open source economy of knowledge, of like-minded colleagues within the workplace, and how they do that and how they share that. And a part of that comes from leadership. Leadership can be a lonely place. I, for one, am of the feeling, the opinion, and from what I can see and have experienced myself, that leadership in many, many cases is the first follower. So, who then is the one that's right out in front? You get your pack wolves, and then you get your lead wolf, the person out front. It's the pioneer, it's the one that explores the terrain that's not yet walked before. And the problem we're facing these days, and the challenges I'm having in the conversations with the people that are expressing their concerns, is that they're going about business the way they've historically done it pre-2020. And I can tell you right now, it's a changed world. And I believe, I feel, and I can see, and I most certainly think that it's a changed world for the better. Because we have the power right now. We are the paradigm. We are the leaders of today. We look to our youth and say, well, they're the leaders of tomorrow. Yeah, that's great. But tomorrow is tomorrow. What do we do right now? What do we do today in this very present moment? Right now, we are the leaders. Are we the first followers with the pack to those that are pioneering at the front? Or are we trailblazing new ways going forth? I personally am getting more and more back in touch with my drive, my passion, and where my efforts truly lie, and have been rooted in since I was at the age of 7, is in entrepreneurship. People say, well, it's about thinking outside the box. Well, that's fine if you've got a box. You want a box, whether to stand on, to be put into. What if the box doesn't exist? What if the boundaries are limitless, quite literally by design? Now, people say, well, no, there has to be limits to everything. Quite potentially. We all ran out of puff and steam at some point in time. We all take our last breath. Tomorrow is never guaranteed. As an entity, I am a living organic being. Just like nature, just like you, just like all the creatures on the planet, just like the entity of an organization, right? It's all living, breathing organisms. It's what breath do we put into it, how much energy do we need to exert to make it work, and what are the outcomes and outputs. For me, a very poignant and stringent thing to look at and to be mindful of and to view are the fees paid versus the costs incurred. And what I do with a number of my clients is we break that down with a first principles basis, where we pull it down and down and down and down, we strip it right down. The simple, quick metaphor and analogy for it is going to McDonald's and buying a Big Mac or a fillet of fish or a junior burger. The fee paid is $1.95 for a junior burger or a cheeseburger. The cost incurred is bad sodium, bad sugar, an unhealthy meal, and the ongoing effects to your health afterwards. That is the costs incurred. However, the monetization of the fee paid is the small price. It's the aftermath. It's the long tail of everything. And right now, the last 2 years has realistically gone like that. Although at the time it feels like it was going forever, in the position now when we look with a reflective mindset and go, okay, what was back there? What did I do? Did I just sit idly watching Netflix? Did I sit idly just pushing the buttons at work on the keyboard doing what needed to be done? Or was I progressively thinking forward? Was I progressively thinking to my left, to my right, and the whole spherical environment of what might be going forward? It's really important right now and I'm just going to show you this. A little crab just came crawling out of that hole there. So speaking of organic and being a part of nature, when you look around yourself, that little guy's digging a hole. But the point is, he likes that hole. That's where he lives. That's where he's most comfortable. He comes out and is quite vulnerable because he doesn't know what's out here. He probably didn't, well actually he would have known that I was here based on the vibration of me talking and being so close. The point is, what holds you down as a metaphor? What are you crabby about? What won't you let go of? And what needs to be done to move forward and create the new world of what your business is, what your organization is, and what you are as an individual. If you haven't been working on yourself as an individual over the last 2 years with the downtime that a good portion of the planet has experienced, you need to check yourself. You need to get your mind right, you need to get your focus right, you need to get your grounding in, you need to get your position right so that you can go forward and move at a rapid rate of knots. Because right now, we're in a hyper environment. There will be more of that to come in the coming weeks and months with elections, budgets. The world is just literally in a complete flux of change. It's literally a dance right now, right? There is this massive dance going on. Are you stiff and rigid with it, or are you flexible and agile with it, and are you moving with it and going with the flow? Not to go with the flow for the sake of it, but are you flexible to be able to move and weave and dark and create the fabric of society, the fabric of business that will clothe you, that will keep you cool in the summer, warm in the winter, and sustain your business through all the challenges that are clear and present right now, and that are near into the future as well with the unknowns. It is a very, very, very exciting time, and I, for one, am embracing it with both hands, with an open mind, with clear vision, with open ears to take in what needs to be taken in, to filter it, to pull it down first principles to a baseline of net zero, and then reconstruct, rebuild, and go forth. Reach out. I would love to have a chat with you if you need help and when you need help with these conversations, because it is something that I am deeply passionate about. It's something I put effort into every single waking minute of the day as my mind constantly ticks and thinks about what if, how, where, when, why. And then I go, oh, it's right there. And I pinpoint it with precision, because what I can do is see what you can't see, because I am not a part of your business. I am not the tree in the forest. And when we are equally a tree in the forest, we can't see ourselves for the other trees around us. You need, and it's imperative that you get outside perspective, looking in, observing, doing ethnographic studies, listening, and most importantly, having dialogue and conversations. It is in the fleshing out of the conversations where the magic lay. It's in the rough of all the white noise, the white visual, that we need to strip it back down and get clear sight of where we need to go. So that's it this week for my weekly wrap. I am super excited that the energy is high, the focus is very, very clear, and when you are ready to have that conversation around clarity of direction, focus, future pacing and timelining as to where vision is, the mission is how you're getting there, and aligning all those things synergetically to getting to that space, give me a call. I would love to have a chat with you. Take care, have a great week, see you all next week. Bye.